So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about some of these quick buttons here. It's similar to your Windows Explorer where we're able to go and we're able to go forth, but actually we don't have anything back here. So um, if we select something here, it's got to select a folder actually. So if we select our programs and if we want to go back, we're able to do so from the quick buttons here. We're also able to up. We would select our particular menu that we want to move up from, and what it's going to do, it's going to move to, instead of Windows Start Menu Program, it's going to move just back to Start Menu. So it moves basically one backslash up. If I select up again, we're going to move to Windows, and if I select back here, we're going to move back to the one that we were previously at. We can cut and paste and copy the same as we can normally do with most of the windows that are available to us. We're also able to use the keyboard shortcuts that we talked about earlier. If I want to cut it, well, you can see that it's been cut out. It's no longer here. And if I want to copy it, and I can, so you can see that I've pasted this particular information. I can paste it again, and it's going to just simply make a copy of it. We can go up to edit. We've got the same information here. The only thing different, we've got the invert selection. What we talked about earlier, when we want to make a quick selection, we can select it by left clicking on it. And if I want to left click more than one item, I can hold the control key down on my keyboard and I can make my selections that way. If I want to select all of it, I can select the first one and I can go down to the last one. Hold the shift key down on your keyboard and this makes our selection. If I want to select everything but this one called New Text Document, I could go to Edit and I could invert the selection. So that would be selecting everything but the particular one that we had chosen. Or if we had more than one chosen with the Control key here, we invert the selection. It selects exact opposite of the ones that we had selected. And we've also got the Select All, which we talked about earlier, where you can select on your keyboard Control A, and we see a little window pops up here because remember we do have the 3 hidden files that we don't see, so it opens up and selects all of them. And then we're able to cut, copy, paste, we're able to undo, and we're able to delete. We've got the properties that same as what we looked at earlier. When we right click on the white space, we are given an option for properties. Exact same menu when we select the properties over here. We've got the views. We're able to adjust views same as we did with selecting in the white space. We're able to adjust it to small icons. We're able to adjust it to large icons, and we could quickly move it back by just simply selecting the button. So we could toggle between all the different views by just simply pressing on top of it. If I want to create a new folder or file, I did so earlier by right clicking here on the white space. We're also able to do so by selecting File. We can see here we've got the option for New. We've also got an option to go through some of the previous menus that we looked at, so that we've got the Start menu, the New folder, and we could then by selecting them. But because we deleted it, it's no longer available. But we can quickly maneuver through our menu this way. Just going to go back to what we were just looking at. And we've got here an option to work offline and to close. If you are working on a server and you want to work offline, you make the option available to work offline, and this caches the particular information onto your system, and you are able to disconnect from the network and work on this particular folder offline. And we can also close it from the file icon up here at the top. In order to create a new folder, we could simply select New, and it gives us the same options as when we right clicked the white space, where we've got an option for folder, shortcut, and we've got some of the defaults here. So I'm just going to select folder, and I'm going to open up, I'm just going to call it the new one. So now we've created a new file folder. I'm going to open this one up and going to create a new file inside of this, a text document. And we're just going to simply call it text. So get rid of all of this to make it shorter. We can open this up by left clicking on it, double twice, and I'm just going to type in some information, test, and some just basic information. I'm pressing Control A and just going to select it, Control C to copy it, and Control V to paste it. So now we can see that what I've done, I've created a whole bunch of information here that if you had a huge text file here and you've got a lot of information, and let's say you want to find a particular word in it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the top here and I'm going to select search. And we see that search gives us an option to find. We've got find and find next. So if I want to find the word test in this particular document, I'm able to type it in, test, and we can either match the case or not match the case. That's if we could write it in capitals here, and if we didn't select match case, then we wouldn't be able to find the particular ones that we're looking for. But we're just going to leave it as the default without matching case, and we've got the direction from the up, or we've got direction down. So we're going to select down because we're going to start at the top and we want to select the next one down. So we're going to go ahead and select find. We've got to remember to select on top of the document to select which one we're finding in. So that's why it just wasn't working earlier. And we select find next. So we have to pick a starting point to search from, and what it does, it automatically finds this particular piece of text in this document. And we can simply select find next, or we can press the F3 key on the keyboard in order to find the next one. So this is a quick way to kind of search through your document, and we've run out of the word test here. We can go back up. I'm just going to select OK, and we can go back up here, and it will find it. As we were saying, we're going to be going up the document now. So once it reaches the top, it'll tell us that there's no more for us to find. And as we see now, it says cannot find test because we've used them all up here. So this is a quick way to kind of search through your document and find information. We've got here the same as before. We've got the cut, copy, paste, delete. We're able to select all. We've got the date and time. We've got the word wrap, which all this does is wraps the words instead of having one long single line of text and you have to scroll to find it. It wraps it, so it automatically makes a whole bunch of different lines. And in Notepad we're also able to set our font, so we're able to set which font we're viewing it at. And we're just going to go ahead and save it. We've got our regular options here, page setup, and once we're finished here, we can print it, we can open a new one, or we can open one, or we can make a new one if we want to. So I'm satisfied with it, and I'm going to save and exit. Now, if similar to the find that we were just using, I'm just going to move back to the Start menu, and I'm going to select under Go. We've got the same as the quick icons as here, back and up one level. If we want to use the find in a more broader range, we would select the particular folder that we want to look through. So I'm just going to select this one that we created, the new one. Right click on it, and we see that we've got some options here that we saw earlier. And what we're going to do, we're going to select find. So by selecting this is going to open up a separate window. And we're going to search for the same text, test. We're able to also search by particular names. So if we want to find something named, something in particular, or if we just want to find any particular file or folder containing the text test. We can specify which folders to look in, and we want to look in the subfolders. So, because if we didn't select this, it would just look in new one, and it wouldn't look in the subfolder that we want it to look in. Or if we want, we can browse and determine which folder we want to search through. We're able to search by date, and we're able to search by an advanced, which lists off all the types, all the files and folders, and we're able to search by the particular size. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to search for containing text test, and go ahead and select find. And as we see here, it's got the folder that we created, text. It's found that it contains the text test. So we can open that up and we see that it's found that. That's the same one that we were just looking at earlier. And it only found the one particular folder that contained this information that we were looking for. So if I maybe enter in some information as hello, I'm going to go ahead and save it, close it, and this time I'm going to search for text containing hello. So we're going to search again, and we see that it's found this particular file that's containing the text hello. So this is a quick way to kind of search through the text and information that you have. And we've got a whole bunch of options over here that we're able to use to change our finding and our configuration. So if we want to quickly open or print any one of the documents that we've selected here, we can do so. Select open. It opens up the document that's down here. We're able to send it once again to the floppy drive. We're able to create a shortcut on the desktop to an email address, or we're able to just simply send it to the My Documents. Once again, create shortcut, delete, rename it. We're able to see the properties of it, the same as when we right click on it, selecting properties, it opens up the same window. So right now it's just to keep in mind that we are dealing with this particular selected piece of information. If we didn't have it here, then we wouldn't have information to open up on it. We've got we're able to open the particular folder in the Explorer like this. We just opened up the particular folder. So it's the same as when we would go and we would select it. If we select it, opening up the folder, and we see that the address is once again the same. So all it does is just simply opens up another window. We're able to save this particular search if we want to. If we've got a whole bunch of results that we want to maybe go over it later and analyze it, we're able to save the search results. And if we want to simply close it, we can close it. By going over them, we see here on the bottom part of the window that it gives us information about what it is that we are doing. So we're able to go over and we're able to see the different information. Once again, we've got the cut and copy, select all, invert under edit. We're able to undo rename. We're able to see the view, so we can see a list view, exactly the same as we were looking at earlier, where we're able to see the view that how it's given out onto the window. We're able to arrange the icons, line up the icons, identical to the information that we were able to do before. Here we're able to have case sensitive, or we're able to save results. So if we want our search to be case sensitive, we would select that, and we see that there's a check mark there now. So this information, if we search for hello with a capital, we would see that there's no items that have hello with a capital. So we're just going to unselect it, and we see that once again we find this particular folder. And here we've got help. Once again, excellent resource for looking up quick information on how to use the find. This is the same find as if you select Start, you go to Find. If we want to look through files and folders, it opens up the same information here that we were just looking at. And it's completely identical. We can we can search for text hello, and once again it finds it. So this is just two ways of searching and finding particular files and information inside of files that you might be looking for. I'm going to go ahead and close some of these windows here. It's opened up quite a few windows. And this pretty much summarizes what we can do with the Windows Explorer here. It's similar to the Internet Explorer, where we're able to add favorites, organize favorites. So we see that we've got our favorites for the Internet Explorer. If I want to add in my particular folder that I'm in, and I want to add it to my favorites, I can see that it adds the folder to my favorites. And if I want to open up my favorites, I see that this particular folder has now been added. Favorites is a good way to quickly access information. Maybe if you were looking at it and you had to shut down your computer and you want to look at it again another time, well, if you saved it in your favorites, another quicker way just to access this particular information.